This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Let's stretch it out and say we're going to have a great day.
Hey.
That's right. Thank you, Erica.
Yeah.
Welcome. Well, what does it take to stand out when you're a candidate running for office?
Stretching.
Stretching.
Michael Dean, don't clap at that.
Yeah, thank you, Michael Dean. This election season, we got a roundup of some of the candidates who are going viral. Up first is this lovely Republican candidate running for governor of Missouri. He is State Senator Bill Eigel, but he's going viral for this particular video, where he's using a flamethrower to torch a stack of boxes, which he says represents what he's going to do to leftist policies. Thoughts?
Look at all the people filming that. How do you announce that on Twitter? Like, come through at 9, I'm burning boxes. That's a very strange video. And I don't understand what you're just going to set fire to their agenda. Can you not just say that?
Right. He also said you bring those pornographic books to Missouri school to try to brainwash our kids, and I'll burn those books too on the front lawn of the governor's mansion. I have to bring up the similarity between burning books and the beginning of fascism and the rise of Nazism and what happens, because this is scary. A lot of people say I overreact to things. This frightens me a lot. This scares me.
I think that symbolism is very strong. When you say you're going to burn something in someone's front yard, it makes me nervous.
Yeah, sure. Crosses.
I wonder why.
Yeah, right. I wonder why. Up next is this Democratic candidate for a Virginia House district, Susanna Gibson. Now, she's gone viral for sexually explicit videos with her husband that were live streamed and then later re-released without her permission. They were using it to make some money, to get tips. She's a registered nurse. But is this inappropriate? Jeff, what do you think about this?
I don't like it. I'm kind of old school. I think more people are progressive now and they think that's cool. But for me, it's not cool. You know what I mean? If that was my daughter or my niece or something, I'd be like, listen, there's a better way you could make some money. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that to make some money. But hey, to each their own. Go get them.
What do you guys think about these people, the opposition, releasing this, which is now being looked at as perhaps revenge porn?
I do think it's revenge
I
porn.
do too.
First of all, these are two consenting, married people who decided to do something that I'm sure they found to be exciting and, like against the grain. They did it with each other. Like, I'm sorry, should they have done it with someone else?
But they did it on the internet.
They did it on the internet, but that was their decision to do it on the internet. Would I do this on the internet? No, I would not do this on the internet. But they likely thought that they were two anonymous people who weren't going to get found out. So it was probably something that was a part of what makes their bedroom exciting. Great for them. A lot more of y'all could figure out ways of what makes your bedroom exciting so you don't have to lash out at other people out of your frustrations.
Well spoken. Finally, in Florida, Patricia Krenzel, also known as Tan Mom, is running for Senate as Republican. Now, Patricia went viral in 2012 for taking her 5-year-old, daughter. Wow. I'm sorry. Al starts laughing. Okay. She took her 5-year-old daughter to a tanning salon. Here's a look at her Senate ad. Take a look.
Crazy tans, table flipping, Snooki. It was an interesting time, but like the world we live in, I've changed greatly. So I know what it's like to be targeted for being different. That's why I'm running for U.S. Senate. My roots are now in Florida, and I'm on the ground meeting families like yours.
Okay, so what do you think of Tan Mom's run for Senate and all of these candidates? Let's have a larger talk about whatever you want to bring up. Al, how do you seriously feel about Tan Mom? And this is a hard-hitting journalistic question.
I never. I wasn't ready. I thought, I'm sorry, I'm not look shaming. I was just shocked. You have to understand, I'm 46, so I come from the era of just stiff politicians and with stiff ads, I'll be tough on crime and taxes. And to see where we are now, where Tan Mom, somebody that went, is now running for Senate in a state where Republicans will hold all the sway and could possibly win based on name recognition alone. I mean, didn't even clean up the back counter, just whatever, bro. I really do think that she's saying I'm a real candidate, and maybe this is really going to connect with the voters. I'm sorry, that first pick was not ready.
What do you guys think about this lack of, as I always say, legitimacy, the credibility of candidates going down from Herschel Walker to this situation to, what do we think about where we have a seemingly lack of traditional candidates? So I say that with quotes. What do you think about that?
I think it's embarrassing, to be quite honest with you, from our representation from the top down. I think it's embarrassing. If I were a different country looking onto this, I know we're having fun with it, I'd be like, they're a laughing stock. That's embarrassing for what they're representing or what they want the people to represent. But I think all of them are embarrassing. I think all of them have, what party are all of them from?
Republican, I know, is Tan Mom. I believe the first two.
She's running as like a leftist Republican, it seems like.
Oh, the Virginia one is a Democrat, yes.
Yeah, just
yes.
qualifying that. But yeah, it's embarrassing.
I think the only difference between now and when we had class in politics is that we have the internet and we know more about people because people have been scum since the beginning of the earth. Don't act like this is the first time that there has been someone who has been up for running for office or even held some of the highest offices that have had some very questionable past and have done some pretty shady things. Yeah, it's just more open. At least these people, I'm not saying they would get my vote, but at least they're all the way 100 with who they are and what they've done and where they've been. Like, they're honest.
I mean, but I get what you're saying, Erica, but they used to be kind of like joke candidates. Like Mr. T would run for president.
Of course, yes.
And now, like, we are talking about, like, she could win.
Yeah.
And it's fine and it's funny now, but another wave of COVID hits, and we need somebody in charge of distribution of masks and what to do with schools reopening. And that's what scares me. The representative part is whatever.
No, 1,000,000% I agree with exactly what you're saying. But what I'm pointing out is the hypocrisy in the moral high ground that people like this don't deserve to lead when people like this are leading. They're just masked differently.
I see that. I also thought it was interesting. She goes, I know how people feel when they're different because she tans a lot. I thought that was pretty hypocritical. Coming up on DBL, Dr. Coley is going to join us to talk about the science behind emotional eating. Are some of you doing that right now? I know I do. Why do so many of us, reach for food in times of stress? And our interview with dancing pros Max and Peta. What does Peta think of being paired with Barry Williams, a.k.a. Greg Brady? Also, I don't know if you guys know, we didn't get to Boebert. If you guys didn't know, Kyle Clark, who works at 9 News, went viral for his take on Lauren Boebert. If you didn't know, 9 News also was the one to break had the video of behind the scenes in that theater. And he said, when she says, "Do you know who I am?" Kyle Clark said, I thought it was a great line. He just says, "Now we actually do. Now we do." I thought it was a great line. I just wanted to put that out there. I know it's going viral, but interesting.
It does beg the question, though, Tori, does any of it matter?
Because for sure.
It seems like with the stories that we just did and the people that are running, no, that's all you.
That's a great point. Does it matter?
I think they're realizing that you don't have to be a stiff George Bush senior type to win.
Remember when Obama goes, "Did you inhale?" And he goes, "That's what you're supposed to do." Because remember Clinton's like, "I took it, but I didn't inhale." Like, yeah.
Well, it just shows it's the slow evolution of candidates realizing you don't have to be what you've always been told you can be, because I mean, whether it was Jesse Ventura winning in Minnesota in the 90s, was it 90s?
To Fetterman now, who's so
to Fetterman, who's changed the Senate dress code.
Totally.
I mean, maybe our representatives will look more like the populace.
And maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe they're more representative,
but
maybe they're more relatable.
I feel like people are running, but there used to be at least a little bit where you were a lawyer or a judge or a community activist, or you worked in the child protective system, so you had some
experience,
idea of what you're walking into. I think this is more for people that want to have a lot of free dinners and a lot of car services. I don't know that I've ever heard of her.
Welcome back. Now, with COVID cases on the rise across the country and very confusing medical headlines out there, it can be very hard to figure out what's best for your health. And luckily, we have Dr. Coley here to help break it all down. Welcome, Dr. Coley. Thank you for being here. First up, I have been doing some of this. We want to talk to you about stress eating. I'm sure a lot of you know what that is. A lot of people, being stressed means turning to their favorite comfort foods, mac and cheese, the potatoes. What is stress eating, right? And why do we do it? Is this a survival thing?
Yeah, stress eating is exactly what you said, Tori, and I reach for pizza, actually, when I'm stressed. And most of us, when we're stressed, we reach for food, and we reach for a lot of it. We reach for high-calorie, sugar-packed food. What we're learning, though, it's not just behavioral. There's actually a biological mechanism. There's a little part of our brain where the reward center, when we're stressed, gets turned on and stays on. In other words, our satiety signal doesn't kick in. So we eat something, reward fires. We eat a little bit more, reward fires. And the more we eat, the more that reward signal gets amplified. So we sort of keep doing it.
It's the basis behind Mike and Ike's. No
I do like Mike and Ike. Yeah.
When you have one, you're like, well, this box is gone.
It's like Pringles.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Pringles, yeah.
So, Doc, aside from being high in calories, how is stress eating bad for us?
Well, here's the deal. So the calories that you eat when you're stressed will make you gain twice as much weight than the same number of calories that you eat when you're not stressed. So they took mice and they stressed them out. I'm not sure how. Maybe made them pay too many bills or something.
Hey, listen to my stand-up.
Yeah.
They stressed out the mice and they looked at how much weight they gained, and they were twice as likely to gain weight with the same number of calories when they stress ate, because the way that your body metabolizes those calories also changes when you're stressed. The other thing that happens, just like we talked about Pringles or Mike's and Ike's, is that the circuits, they start to cement. So in medical school, we used to say the neurons that fire together wire together. So those neurons are firing the reward, the reward, the reward. It gets stuck that way. So the next time you reach for it, you might even need more to get that same sort of high out of it.
Is that just like the basis of addiction in
I was about to say, doesn't it sound like she's talking about drugs?
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly right. And so what we're learning is that our food behaviors are very akin to many of our addictive behaviors when it comes to drugs, when it comes to shopping, when it comes to behavioral things that we do, social media, all these different parts of our life where addiction is the same biological phenomena. It's just manifesting itself differently. And stress lowers the threshold for us to get addicted, whether it's to substances like alcohol or whether it's to things like food.
Wow. Well, let's talk about COVID, because Florida Governor DeSantis has advised that people in the state under 65 years old do not get a COVID booster. So what do you think? Should young people still be getting it or no?
Absolutely, yes. Everybody over the age of 6 months who's more than 2 months out from their last COVID shot or infection should be getting a booster.
Oh, wow.
Because, guys, it helps you before, during, and after the COVID infection. So before, it makes you less likely to get COVID. It's not 100%, nothing in life is, but it makes you less likely, obviously, to turn positive, so you can live your life the way that you want. Now, let's say you still end up getting the infection. It makes you less sick. It reduces the severity of your infection, less likely that you're going to end up in the hospital. And then after, it leaves you less likely to end up with something horrible like long COVID. And I have tons of patients who are struggling with it. We have no treatments. We have nothing to offer them. It's just to shrug your shoulders and sort of deal with it. So why would you not take something safe and effective once a year to reduce your chances before, during, and after, allow you to live your life the way that you want this fall and winter?
And Doc, I want to jump in here really quickly because COVID cases are starting to surge again. A lot of people aren't going to the hospital, they're testing at home. But, you know, are those tests accurate? Like, talk to me.
They're absolutely accurate. In fact, we've even found that they're able to detect the new variants because of the way the test works. But guys, the timing of the test is critical. So if you test too early, it's going to be a false negative. And what's happening now that most of us have been vaccinated or exposed is our immune system gets tickled even with a few viral particles around. So we start to feel symptoms. We test on day 1 or day 2. Test comes out negative. We think we don't have it, but you actually need enough virus around. So really, if you test negative on day 1 or 2, you repeat the test 1 or 2 days later, and then day 4 or 5 gives you more accurate results.
Vital information. Thank you so much for answering all our questions. DBL Nation, please follow Dr. Coley on X, Instagram, and Threads at Pyle Coley MD. Thanks again, Doc. We will be right back.
Bug zappers, they come in lots of different varieties. The goal, to electrocute bugs. Leslie S. emailed us asking if bug zappers kill mosquitoes. So the question, are bug zappers effective at controlling mosquitoes? Our sources, Sloan Black, owner of Mosquito Joe, Southeast Charlotte, the American Mosquito Control Association, and the University of Delaware. Bug zappers do indeed kill mosquitoes, but it turns out they kill a lot more innocent bystanders. A study by the University of Delaware tracked 6 bug zappers over 10 weeks. Of the more than 13,000 insects killed during that time, only 31 were biting flies, including mosquitoes. That's about 1/5 of 1%. The American Mosquito Control Association noted similar results when they looked at Notre Dame research. Their study found over an entire season, bug zappers killed less than 6.5% of mosquitoes. Black says that's because mosquitoes just aren't attracted to that blue UV light.
If they did effectively kill mosquitoes, you would still just have all these new mosquitoes that are, hatching all the time coming there.
So what are mosquitoes attracted to? Sweat and perfumes for one, and the carbon dioxide that we exhale.
They have really good sense of smell, and so they're attracted to things like the CO2 that we emit when we're breathing.
He says it's way more effective to prevent mosquitoes before they hatch, which is why you should get rid of any standing water in the area. For mosquitoes, that's their breeding grounds.
You also have to address all the eggs that have been laid in water sources.
So we can verify that no, bug zappers are not truly effective at controlling mosquitoes. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Welcome back. Dance sparked the love between professional dancers Max and Peta, and earlier we spoke to them about the new season of Dancing with the Stars and what type of dance will spice up a relationship. Check it out.
Please welcome fan favorites from Dancing with the Stars, Max and Peta.
We brought the dog as
We
well
heard
this time.
the dog's name is Hot Chi, and Hot Chi can actually dance. Is this true?
Yeah, he loves it. We hold his legs, and he can stand by himself on his hind legs for such a long period of time. And
He can actually squat. He can sit down, just standing on his leg.
Hot Chi does the cha-cha.
Peta, Mazel Tov fans are so excited for you that you are back this season with Barry Williams, known as Greg Brady, of course, as your partner. Look at him dancing there. Also, you just had a baby in June. Mazel Tov. Congrats for both of you. But I wanted to know what your emotions are like heading back to the dance floor, and just be as transparent as you feel.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's the first word that comes to mind. It was definitely a big decision to come back because, obviously it was only, I think I was 8 weeks postpartum when I said yes, and got straight into work. And yeah, there were a few difficult days there, where I had to really figure out, scheduling wise, we need help now, we need the parents over, we need a nanny, there's different things that really needed to be set up before I could say yes. But ultimately, I'm excited. I have Barry Williams. He is such a gem of a human to be with. And I just feel really lucky that I get to do this again.
That's lovely.
That's awesome. Now, Max, I'm coming to you with this. People are retiring all the time, and retirees are always looking for new hobbies. So if they want to spice up their relationship, what specific dance should they learn to kind of get it a little spicy?
Yes.
Wow, I actually didn't think that's what the question was. That was a great question.
I saw you lean forward. Now you're engaged.
No, I would definitely 1,000,000% without hesitation start with the salsa. I would 100% start with the salsa because it's such an easy way to learn to follow both the steps and music. And plus, it's everywhere. You don't have to go look for it. It's not a polka that you don't even know what to do. But yeah, every time you hear Bad Bunny, you can salsa.
Yes. I'm with it because there's a lot of cute little salsa clubs around here, so I need to learn. Okay, so Peta, a lot of our viewers are old school and they like to send birthday cards in the mail. And Hallmark has a new way to celebrate the day, so tell us all about it.
We're really excited about this partnership. It's a partnership between Hallmark and Venmo, and it's a first of its kind. So we're thrilled to be able to announce this. But inside a Hallmark card now, you have a QR code which you can scan to be able to give somebody money in their Venmo account.
Oh, that's so smart.
So smart.
It's so smart. I mean, why didn't we think about this earlier, truly? It's the best way to be able to give, a personalized card, which means a lot to me. That's something that I had to sort of coach Max on in our early parts of our relationship. He's a big gift giver, but he wasn't a big card giver. So I
was a card giver, but for me, a card was a glorified envelope for cash. Lovely. This much.
Yes.
And so, for Peta, she would make me go back and write things in the card. Like, case in point, we're on vacation, and I'm like, here, happy birthday. She's like, well, where's my card? I'm like, what about all this? And she's like, no, where's my card?
Walking around in your card. Yeah.
And that's the item that's by Peter's nightstand. That's legitimately true story. The Venmo Hallmark connection is made in heaven.
Thank you, Max and Peta, for everything. And Max, all your advocacy with Ukraine.
Yes.
I just want to say that before we leave. DBL Nation, make sure to check out the Hallmark and Venmo cards at hallmark.com. Thanks again, Max and Peta. Congrats. We'll be right back.
Salsa.
Ballot security is a major issue among voters. Elections officials have recently taken steps to strengthen that security, but some of those steps have created confusion. Verify viewer Mark texted us to ask whether rumors that 0 voting machines will be certified by Election Day in 2024 are true. So, Mark, let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, the Help America Vote Act, and the National Association of State Election Directors. Voting machines can be certified by a federal agency called the Election Assistance Commission. However, certification isn't required by federal law. States control the vast majority of election laws, even for presidential races. Many states require their voting machines to be certified by the EAC, but some don't. To be certified by the EAC, machines have to meet a set of standards called the Voluntary Voting System Guidelines and be approved by special testing labs. In recent years, the EAC has developed updated guidelines, primarily related to cybersecurity. That update appears to be the cause of the confusion. Starting November 15th of this year, all new voting machines have to meet the updated guidelines in order to get certified. But that doesn't mean machines approved under earlier guidelines are no longer certified. Any previously approved machines remain certified unless they are explicitly decertified. So we can verify, no, it's not true that 0 voting machines in the U.S. will be certified before the next presidential election. Every state, even those that don't require EAC certification, has a procedure of its own for certifying or approving voting machines. Some even require additional testing beyond what the EAC does. And all states, regardless of their laws, are required to follow a few baseline federal regulations established in 2002, which mostly deal with basic machine functionality. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
All right, you ready?
Do it.
I think our show's a little different. We could say what we want and go deeper than other shows can.
Our chemistry is just so on.
Sometimes I'm a little mad at my co-host, Jeff.
My co-hosts have to trust that I'm gonna bring it and be 100% all the time.
There's 0 filter with us, whether you love us or hate us or you can't stop watching us.
DBL is on.
A new study shows there's a direct relation between how much you make and how happy you are. Let's connect the dots. A salary in the ballpark of $105,000 a year is enough to make the average person happy. That number is well above the median income for folks here in the U.S., which is about $70,000. It's important to note the number depends on where you live. But studies show it's not necessarily how much you make that determines how happy you are, but rather how you spend it. Researchers say people are usually a lot happier when they spend money on things like experiences and social connections instead of material goods. Of course, money isn't the only key to happiness. In fact, no matter how much money you make, scientists agree, what you use your money on is not as important as who you spend it with. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back. We've got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out. Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey Tori, hi DBL Nation. We are so excited to show you the deals today. They are fabulous like this. Let's check it out. We have got the True and Tidy Spray 360 Clean Everywhere Spray Mop Kit.
Ooh.
So this deal includes one mop, one flat mop head, one flat microfiber mop pad, one round mop head, one round mop pad, and one squeegee mop head.
Oh.
So normally this is $50.
Okay.
We've got it today for just $24.99. That is saving 50%. Now check out this, Tori. This is the Cuisinart 11-piece Forever Stainless Steel Cookware set. So this deal includes a 2-quart saucepan with a lid, a 3-quart saucepan with a straining lid, a 3-quart saute pan with a helper handle and lid, an 8-quart stock pot with a lid, an 8-inch skillet, a 10-inch skillet, and a steamer insert.
Get out of here.
Normally it's $590, but we've got it for just $149.99. That's saving you guys 75%. We've also got the Black & Decker Deluxe Vacuum Sealer set.
Oh, wow.
So this deal includes one vacuum sealer with 25-quart bags and 25-gallon bags. So normally this is $80.
Okay.
We've got it for $29.99. That's saving 63%. Now, last and definitely not least, today we've got Le Terre Vegan Leather Tassel Pull Camera Crossbody.
Whoa.
So this deal includes one bag. We've got it available in these beautiful 5
Love
colors.
these colors, Steph.
And normally it's $61.
Okay.
We've got it for $15. That's saving 75%, and they are so cute.
I love these. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code on screen to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Thanks so much, Steph. All right, good
I
stuff.
have a correction.
Okay.
You said hypocryphal at
Yes.
the beginning of the show.
I did.
And I made fun of you during the commercial break.
Yes.
And it is a word. You went to a rogue website, but it did say that that's a real word. And I want to apologize.
Okay, thank you. It's kind of a weird apology when we said rogue website.
It was a little.
It's
like, I don't know if our computers have been corrupted at this point.
AZDictionary.com.
Yes.
Anyway, hypocritical, I believe, means the hypocrisy of things in an adverb way. I wrote my dad. He said he's falling asleep. He says it is a word. I'm hoping it is. Let's vote. Good night and have a good tomorrow. We'll see you later. Bye, guys. Wake up, Al.